perused it. It's very interesting. It's I will say I love anything animal themed, and this book is superheroes and animals and mystery and all sorts of shammy goodness.
Now,
Chapter 11 is Wolfram, Voice of the Departed. Gray is running off trying to find Sorin. Sorin ran off away from Gray because he was pissed because Gray's like, yo, I'm getting married. And Sorin's like, hey, but my honeysuckle. So Deimos does give him a lecture on apologizing, pretty much saying, hey, you're not apologizing necessarily because like you feel you did something wrong, but you're apologizing because you know it's important to the relationship and the relationship's important and you have to be willing to sacrifice for Sorin. This does give Gray a lot of perspective, and I think what gives Gray even more perspective is before he has a chance to apologize, he does run into Sorin, and Sorin apologizes first. He's like, I shouldn't have run off, like I should be happy for you. We should celebrate your moment, you know, everything that you know Sorin to be. He does make Gray promise that he'll prioritize to save Nini after the wedding, which Gray does agree to. And Sorin does show that while Gray was in the Abyssal Hells, Jijo did help him to craft a shadow trident, which they asked Deimos to help name and gets named Wolfram, Voice of the Departed. So it's creepy, it's strong, it's a glorious name for a trident. More twin homage. Twinning. Horrible name. Not for the times, you know. That might have been a little later. Leaving the house without his pants or something. Chapter 13 is Soul Catcher Hunting. They are continuing to practice, and there's a lot of fears that are coming in that Gray realizes are not his fears. They're probably coming from Deimos. There's a flash of a flamingo at one point. There's a lot of fears about losing people, and Gray's like, I really haven't lost that many people, but like Deimos really has, so like this means a lot to him. Sorin does also suggest defeating the Soul Catcher Arcanist. This is something that's kind of haunted Gray with the nightmares before he even came to Astra Academy. They end up going inside. They're going to have this huge multi-course catered private chef fancy lunch. As they're eating their lunch, Exie does warn Gray about potentially failing Ashlyn on their wedding night, which Gray is like, I'm not going to do that, and Deimos is like, yeah, I've got skills you can borrow, and it's a whole awkward situation. Chapter 15 is the Gabbro Dragon. Sorin is trying to figure out a wedding gift that he should give to Gray, which I don't think Gray is actually expecting anything. He just wants Sorin to be there for him, but again, Sorin's kindness really shining through. Auntie Heena does have this huge library full of books and creature parts, but we do get some confirmation from Exie that she doesn't actually hurt the creatures. She's not Beeson. This is not like a science at all costs type of deal. The group is roaming around really trying to find a bestiary, because this is going to give them a lot of information about their mystical creatures, about the soul catcher that they can use. And as they're rummaging around this library, there's this baby dragon that comes out and says it's a Gabbro dragon, or a rock dragon, essentially is what that translates to. And that is, can't be harmed, essentially. It's super heavy, it can't be harmed, really hard. It's turtle-ish dragon? Turtle dragon, I guess? Sorin does want to test out his new weapon on it, and yeah, it holds up. It can't really be hurt by the trident, so that's kind of cool. And Sorin does realize that if he probably needs to make his weapon a little stronger, infuse a few more star shards into it. From the shadows, too. I know, it's crazy how fast we're cruising through. Perfect timing, hopefully.
Until around the time that we're doing this. Extremely. With that ends today's episode. And Scott, do you have anything else like that today?
No, we are cruising through.
All right, we'll catch you guys next week.